Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at Dreame's brand new flagship robot, the X50 Ultra. Dreame has had great success in the field of home robotics, and their new X50 Ultra has all kinds of innovative new features. Today I'll go over the features of the machine, put it through all kinds of cleaning tests, see how it holds up after exaggerated cleaning jobs, and give you some maintenance tips to keep it running great.
Just like with the X40 Ultra, the X50 Ultra has an excellent dock. This one does have some improvements over the other one. Even though it looks nearly identical, it's surprisingly redesigned. This opens up here. And then this gives you access to the very large HEPA bag. The HEPA bag, let's pull this out. It self-seals when you empty it, which is awesome. So these are just disposable. You're not meant to reuse them. And you can get replacements on Amazon or Dreame's website. Behind there, there's a little pre-motor filter screen, so you can check that and clean that occasionally as needed. But then the bag itself, it goes in at an angle and just presses back in and go in one way. Next to the bag, you have the cleaning solution compartment. This just pulls out. And this is for adding any detergent or cleaning solution. Dreame included a bottle with this. This just opens up and then you can just fill this up. But Dreame, of course, sells their own proprietary solution for this. And this came with a bottle of that, and it should last a long time. There's still a ton left. Whoops.
Here's a look at the new Ace Clean Dry Board. There's no longer any moving parts, just 20 jets of water that spray the spinning mop pads clean. It's simpler, and so far it works very well. This new setup self-cleans better, too.
As you can see, I've actually just done a bunch of cleaning with it in big tests, and this is a little dusty, but you can just wipe this off as necessary. But the dock itself, it's not too huge. It's kind of like slim. It's about the size of the robot, which is nice. And it works well. It has better auto emptying than the previous models. We'll take a look at the mop washing and see how that does shortly, but that looks like an improvement. So even though it looks the same, they've actually made a surprising amount of changes to this.
The X50 Ultra is packed with features and innovative first. The LiDAR of the robot is capable of recessing into the machine, allowing it to get under any furniture with a clearance taller than 3.5 inches. This gives the Dreame a low profile. Sadly, I couldn't test this feature in my home, as all the furniture in my home has a high clearance, but this is a really cool idea. Along with the dynamic LiDAR, up front the X50 Ultra features AI action, which includes a camera, additional sensors, and a headlight. These help further refine navigation and help with obstacle avoidance. One thing I really like about Dreame robots is how they handle privacy. When unboxing the robot, there was a sticker on the front sensors that explains that any video data that the robot collects stays on the device and doesn't go to Dreame's server. Other innovative features include the new HyperStream Detangling Dual Brush, featuring 2 tangle-free brush rolls. These counter-rotating brush rolls drive hair down themselves to one end, where hair is flung off into the suction path. This is Dreame's best tangle-free brush roll setup yet.
Inside here you have the dirt cup, and the auto emptying system is improved. It does do a better job than it did on the X40 and previous Dreame robots. I'll show you in a little bit. It's still not perfect, and you'll still need to clean this filter from time to time. And to access this just pops open. This is the only way to get into the dirt cup. I wish this was larger, like a big trap door like they used to have. And then this is your pleated filter. This filter is washable, or you can vacuum it off with another vacuum. That's the easiest way to take care of these. And you will still want to vacuum this off regularly because it'll still get plugged up over time. They got rid of the mesh screen altogether, and that's to help it drive and pull dirt out of the pleats. But with these bigger pleats on this filter, it can get packed in with dirt. So it is what it is, but it's better self-emptying than they did have previously, which is welcome. And that just drops back in.
The Mop Pads and Sidebrush are both smart as well. The X50 Ultra has 2 spinning mops, but with Dreame's AI-driven Mop Extend, the robot swings one mop pad outwards to clean along edges, under cabinets, and appliances. The Mop Extend works very well and offers excellent coverage. The Sidebrush is useful too with AI-driven Side Reach. It's dynamic and will extend out to reach under cabinets and into corners, adjusting often during cleaning. With the mop pads removed on carpeting, the Side Reach brush will help with edge cleaning there as well. Basically, the robot will try to reach any corner or edge it can. Finally, the robot also includes Dreame's new Pro Leap system, which includes an extra set of smaller wheels next to the main wheels that can lift the robot over 2 inches off the floor. This helps the X50 Ultra climb over thresholds and entryways and climb onto thicker pile carpeting. I tested this by putting down a large wooden board, and the robot was able to climb the board and clean on top of it rather than just go around it. Now for some cleaning tests, and let's start with an extreme hair pickup test. On this red rug, I've ground in a bunch of fake pet hair, and I've also ground in longer hair of 2 different lengths, 5 and 8 inches. I set the robot to vacuum this area twice.
Dreame's all done. Let's take a look at what it picked up versus what it left behind, and we'll also take a look at the brush roll. This opens up here. It did manage to grab a ton of the hair and the fake pet hair. The filter's not too packed in, but you will want to clean this regularly still, even with the auto emptying. And then let's see what it left behind. So that fake pet hair was really ground in, but it got most of the longer hair. I put down 2 different lengths there. It got most of the longer hair and only left a little bit of the fake pet hair behind. So it still managed to pick up a whole lot. Pretty impressive for a robot. Let's also take a look at the brush rolls. Take off the bottom plate here. Then you have your dual tangle-free brush rolls. There's a little bit wrapped around. This pulls out. And a very good result, but one thing I was wondering about, in the end here, there is still a little bit that migrated to the one end. And if you'll notice, these little rubber fins are kind of notched in here, so stuff can still gather and not, make its way down the brush rolls to the suction path. But even still, that was only a little bit, and that was a really extreme test. So you'll just want to occasionally take this out and clean out any hair that's built up around it. But still an excellent result. Put this back in here. And I would say still better than the other Dreame brush rolls, but still not perfect, but close. That's in okay. There we go.
Next, let's see how the X50 Ultra cleans wall-to-wall carpeting. On my living room floor, I've put down a mixture of oats, parsley, and rice, light to heavy particles. I set the Dreame to vacuum this room twice at full power. One feature I love is that you can optionally have the robot leave the mop pads at the dock when cleaning. While the mop pads raise up into the robot when cleaning carpeting, you also have the option to just leave them at the dock, which I think is great. Mop pads tend to drag a little on carpeting, affecting carpet lines, and this option prevents that. Even on the loudest carpet cleaning setting, the robot is very quiet. The robot features excellent navigation. The X50 Ultra will first border the room, then vacuum the rest of the room in nice straight lines. When set to just vacuum with the mop pads detached, the X50 will use its side brush when cleaning carpeting. While I wish the new brush rolls were wider, the robot is very thorough and coverage is excellent. The new Duo Stream brush rolls do a great job grooming carpeting and leave nice carpet lines. Another great feature is that you can have it vacuum rooms multiple times per clean. The X50 will continue and go over the carpet again, this time going a different direction. This helps with overall pickup and will work the carpet nap better. I use this feature a lot.
All right, the Dreame X50 Ultra just finished doing the living room, and it cleaned the room twice, going 2 different directions, but it stopped halfway through and I had to restart and do half of it again. But it ended up being a full 2-pass cleaning, and it did an excellent job. Here's the edge cleaning result here. It did edge clean this area 3 times. I set it to do it twice, but it did an extra time. But it leaves great carpet lines, and if you look at the results, there's not much left behind, just an oat here and there, and really just along the edge. So in terms of cleaning performance for a robot, pretty excellent, and definitely up there in the top tier of what's available today.
For this next test, let's see how it handles mopping. On my kitchen floor, I've put down a bunch of soy sauce and let it dry and get stuck onto the floor. I set the X50 Ultra to mop this area twice, with its highest water output. This does a great job mopping under cabinets and areas it would otherwise be unable to reach. Then it cleans the area in straight lines. The type of soy sauce I used really stuck onto the floor, and the X50 got a lot of it up, but some was left behind. For daily mopping, the X50 will do a great job, especially if you can get to spots in dirt before they really bake onto the floor. If you're serious about robot mopping, you'll want one with some kind of scrubbing action like this robot has, which makes a huge difference in performance. I would have liked a more satisfying visual result this time, but all but the really set-in sauce it gobbled right up. For a final test, let's see how it handles a free-for-all of kitchen crumbs while also mopping. The hard floor cleaning performance of this robot is among the best. Using the side reach function, the smart side brush can extend to clean along corners and edges, grabbing debris it otherwise wouldn't be able to reach. It also minimizes scatter by slowing the side brush down, dynamically adjusting during the cleaning job. The robot will do a great job with daily cleaning and mopping, keeping your floors looking and feeling very clean.
The X50 can do up to 3 cleaning cycles per run. So I had it clean and mop this room 3 times. And there's still some soy sauce left on the floor, which is a bummer, but I think even my cordless mop might struggle to clean all this up. As far as the crumbs and the dirt pickup, it did an excellent job. There's only a little bit left underneath the cabinets and along the edges, but it's similar result to carpeting. The pickup performance is excellent. So yeah, so it really did a great job. Now that the Dreame X50 is all done vacuuming and mopping my kitchen, let's take a look and see how it held up. So first, let's take a look at the tanks here. Slips up. And still plenty of clean water left. And then this tank lifts out. And then this is the dirty water. And yeah, you can see how dirty that is. And I would have liked if the soy sauce result was a little bit better than it was this time, but I think it might be the soy sauce that I'm using. It really stuck to the floor. All right, now let's take a look at how the robot did, and we'll check a few different things on it. So first of all, the mop pads are very clean. So this did go through multiple soy sauce cleaning tests. I tested this on hard floors extensively, and they cleaned right up. They look great and ready to go. Another nice thing is that it dries the mop pads with hot air, and they're already almost completely dry, which is another thing I really like because they've only been drying for about an hour. So it quick dries them now. Let's take a look at the brush rolls. So this all looks very good. Nice and clean, and there's no hair wrapped around it. There's some oats stuck in here that got caught in the bottom plate, no big deal. That just lifts out. You'll want to, on these, you'll want to check the ends of these occasionally because hair can still get into this end of the brush roll, but it's way better than it used to be. With this, I would just occasionally tip this out and clean out any crumbs. I'll use this, I have a Dreame hand vac here that I reviewed years ago. It's still working great. So just clean this out occasionally. You can spray and wipe this down too. It might get grimy over time. These just set in an angle here. So I want to make sure they're sitting in correctly. And then with the bottom plate, there are 4 tabs, or 4 tabs that line up here on the front. You just got to tuck all those in. That was a little tricky to get lined up with this big channel here, but that's all lined up now. And then just spin the brushes a couple times to make sure that the counter rotating is working okay. And it's good to go. While you're down here, I would occasionally wipe off all these sensors around the outside of the robot. Make sure the wheels are clear, and there's not too much to it. It looks like if necessary, if hair and thread got built up in this, you could easily pop this out with a flathead screwdriver. One thing I really like on this too, the wheels, everything's really quiet. So you really just hear these rubber treads on the floor, but the wheels otherwise roll silently. So there's a lot more refinement in the design, which is cool. And then let's take a look at the bin and the filter. So this one claims to have better auto emptying that cleans the filter better. So this just lifts out. On this bin, it's kind of unfortunate, but it doesn't have a big open door to get to everything. You just remove this, and then you can get to the filter itself. In the auto emptying, some stuff just got stuck around the seal of the filter, and it's been through a whole lot. So I probably could run the auto emptying again, and it would grab the rest of this parsley. But it definitely auto empties better than the previous Dreame models, which is nice. And then this filter. This filter is still packed in, the pleats are, with stuff, and the auto emptying is designed to do a better job cleaning the filter, but like all robots like this, you're still going to want to take this out and vacuum this off with another vacuum or wash it. But you need to clean this regularly because if you don't, it'll plug up. The robot won't pick up nearly as well because it won't have as much suction. It's really important. Even with the improvements on the dock, it's a bit of a shame that this isn't a little bit better. Let's take a look. Yeah, so even with the auto emptying, it is a shame that it doesn't vacuum this out completely, but taking care of this isn't too bad. I've got this Dreame hand vac here that I've had for years and it works really well. I'll just use this to vacuum out the filter. All right, so that's all clean and ready to go. I'll sweep out the bin as well. And then the filter can only go in one way. Let's see if I can do this correctly the first time. It just goes in like that and hooks and closes and then seals up nicely. Maintenance on this robot isn't bad at all because you're gonna have to do a lot less with the brush rolls. The mops do a really good job cleaning themselves. You'll just have to still occasionally clean this filter. Sets back in like so.
I missed getting a shot of it, but the sink of the robot was perfectly clean too. The simpler design does work better than previous models.
And another cool thing too is that I interrupted that. It wasn't done drying them yet, so it's just going to pick up and finish where it left off.
So there you have it. Another great product from Dreame. The X50 Ultra is one of the best robots I've ever tested. It has a ton of features and technology built in to allow the robot to clean more thoroughly than most competitors and can reach into corners and clean under cabinets, places most robots can't get to. The new recessing LiDAR and ProLeap wheels allow the robot to now clean under lower furniture and climb onto thicker rugs and over thresholds easily. It's an excellent performer on both carpeting and hard floors, and the mopping is great too. The updated dock is great, with improved mop pad washing, a better self-cleaning sink, and better auto-emptying. I have few faults with the machine. I would like on the next model if they tried a wider brush roll setup for improved edge cleaning on carpeting. An overall pickup I think could be better if the brush rolls were a little more aggressive or protruded out of the bottom plate more. The new DuoStream brush rolls do a great job minimizing tangles, but during my extreme test, a little hair still migrated to the connected ends of the brush rolls, so check these areas occasionally and clean them as needed. The Auto Wash base station works great and does a great job keeping the robot's mop pads clean, dry, and ready to go. However, even with the improvements, the dust collection system could be better, so the robot will still require occasional filter cleaning. While it's lower maintenance than the X40 and others, it's still not maintenance-free. Overall, though, it's an incredibly impressive robot. It's powerful, very quiet, has great battery life, is very smart, and can handle all types of floor cleaning with minimal fuss. The software app is excellent and offers endless cleaning options. It's another very easy-to-like robot from Dreame that will tackle all types of vacuuming, mopping, or both very well. I always enjoy reading your comments. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing to help the channel grow, and don't hesitate if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.